Mr. Harry worked for many years at the Oxford University Museum, collecting drawings and pictures of English country houses and churches. It seemed like safe, peaceful work, but he would soon discover that even quiet jobs can lead to terrifying experiences. Twice each year, Mr. Harry received catalogues from a London art dealer named Mr. Hamilton. In February 1935, a letter arrived with the latest list. Hamilton wrote that picture number 879 might interest him. The description was simple: an unknown artist, an English country house from the early 1800s, priced at £20. The price seemed high for such an ordinary item, but Mr. Harry ordered it anyway. The picture arrived on a Saturday afternoon and was sent to his college rooms. But when he opened the package with his friend Mr. Perry over tea, Mr. Harry examined it carefully. The painting showed a large house with 4 rows of windows and a door in the centre. Trees surrounded it, and a wide lawn stretched in front. The letters AWF were written in one corner. The work seemed amateurish, hardly worth £20. But on the back, he found a torn label with partial text reading Unley Hall and Sex, suggesting the house was somewhere in Essex or Sussex. Mr. Perry glanced at the picture and commented that the light was well done. He mentioned seeing a figure at the edge of the painting, just ahead in the very front. Mr. Harry looked again and noticed it for the first time, a small figure looking toward the house. Still, he couldn't justify spending £20 of the museum's money on such a work. That evening, after dinner, some friends came to play cards. During a break, Mr. Harry handed the picture to a colleague named Beckham, who knew about art. Beckham studied it and said the light was excellent, though he found the figure rather unpleasant. Mr. Harry was too busy serving drinks to look closely at what Beckham meant. After midnight, when his guests had left and he was preparing for bed, Mr. Harry glanced at the picture one last time, but his heart stopped. In the middle of the lawn, where there had been nothing before, a figure now crawled on hands and knees toward the house. It wore a strange black garment with a white cross on the back. Horrified, Mr. Harry carried the picture to an empty room, locked it face down in a cupboard, and secured the door. He wrote a detailed note describing the change, grateful that Beckham had also seen a figure earlier that evening. In the morning, Mr. Harry invited his neighbour, Mr. Garwood, for breakfast. Afterward, he rushed to retrieve the picture and asked Garwood to describe what he saw. Garwood noted the moonlight, the clouds, and the house with its 4 rows of windows. But when Mr. Harry asked about figures, Garwood said there were none. However, he mentioned that one window on the ground floor was now open. Mr. Harry gasped. The creature had gotten inside. Both men signed statements describing what they saw. They agreed that something terrible was unfolding in the picture. Mr. Harry decided to photograph it and consult Dr. Terry, an elderly professor who knew Essex and Sussex well. Unfortunately, Dr. Terry was away for the weekend. The 3 friends, Harry, Garwood, and Beckham, went for a walk after lunch, locking the picture in Harry's room. When they returned for tea, they found Robert, the college servant, sitting in shock, staring at the picture. Robert apologized profusely, explaining that he wouldn't want his daughter to see such a frightening image of something carrying away a poor baby. The three men rushed to examine the picture. The window was now closed, and the figure stood on the lawn, walking toward the front with long strides. Its face was hidden by dark fabric, but they could see a white forehead and thin strands of hair. In its skeletal arms, it carried something that looked like a child. They watched until dinner, but nothing changed. When they returned afterward, the figure had vanished, and the house stood silent beneath the moon. Mr. Harry searched through guidebooks for hours until he found it. Anningley Hall in Essex, built in the 15th century, once belonged to the Warner family. The guidebook explained that the last Warner child disappeared mysteriously in 1875. The boy's father, Sir Frederick Warner, an amateur artist, lived alone afterward and was found dead in his house 2 years later. Having just completed a painting of the hall, Dr. Terry arrived later that evening and confirmed the picture showed Anningley Hall. He recalled stories from his childhood about the Warner child's disappearance. Sir Frederick had been harsh with local poachers, prosecuting them one by one until only a man named Stephen remained. Stephen came from a once wealthy family now fallen into poverty. When Stephen was caught with dead birds on Sir Frederick's land, a fight broke out and one of Sir Frederick's men was shot. Stephen was hanged for it. People believed a friend of Stephen's had stolen the Warner child in revenge. But now it seemed Stephen himself had returned from beyond death to end the Warner line forever. The story spread quietly among a few people. Some believed it, others dismissed it. Mr. Hamilton knew nothing of its dark history. The picture now hangs in the museum, carefully watched, but it has never changed again. Yet those who know its story understand that within that frame a terrible vengeance was carried out. The silent house witnessed a horror that time could not erase, and the painting captured a moment when the dead refused to rest. When justice and revenge became one and the same in the moonlit darkness.